Hey, I'm Dr. Wolfe, and I'm about to take you on a house tour to show you the pet products I use as a veterinarian. The pet product and supplement industry is a huge market. There are so many different things to choose from, but I hope that showing you what I use helps you to kind of narrow down what may or may not actually benefit your pet. So if you're ready, let's get started. So we have 2 cats and a dog, and they are all on different foods. I've been cooking for my dog for several years now, and I am a huge believer in the power of fresh food for our pets. So I'm going to continue to do that through the rest of her life. And when I batch cook for my pets, I always store the food in glass containers. I'm not a fan of plastic for either my pets or myself, so no plastic Tupperware in this house. With our cats, it's been a little bit trickier because they both like to graze throughout the day, and we also like to go on trips kind of frequently. So fresh food just hasn't really been a viable option for us. However, one of our cats recently started having some medical issues, some really bad gut health problems, and I've tried so many different commercial diets with her and nothing was helping. So I went ahead and cooked for her, and literally within like 2 days, her stools were completely normal. So again, the power of fresh food nutrition. And eventually we really want all of them to be on a fresh food diet, but we're still just working out the logistics of that switch. Part of what I do as a veterinarian is provide nutrition consults for dogs and cats. And I really believe that what we feed our pets is the foundation to their health. If their diet is suboptimal or not appropriate for their needs, this is not going to set them up for the longest, healthiest life possible. I also really don't think it's optimal to feed our pets the same meal day in, day out for years on end. We know that the microbiome is more diverse and resilient in people who eat a varied diet, and a diverse microbiome is correlated with improved health. We still need a lot of research in dogs, but we do know that the canine microbiome is actually pretty similar to the human microbiome in terms of how it responds to diet. So I really love to feed my dog a variety of things, and I rotate through different recipes that I've built for her pretty frequently. Because I don't always have time to cook, I also like to keep some prepared foods on hand as backup. So I have Winwood dog food in the freezer, and I also keep some Just Food for Dogs pantry fresh on hand. I also have some different bowls and lick mats. My dog is a really fast eater, so these help to slow her down, and the lick mats are great for enrichment. You can add all sorts of things to these, like canned pumpkin, low-fat Greek yogurt, mashed fruits, and freezing them can help them last even longer so that your dog stays entertained. I really feel like treats are such an overlooked part of our pets' nutrition, and a lot of what's on the market is just absolute junk food that is not going to contribute to your pet's health in a positive way. I always like to compare our pets' treats to our snacks. If we're constantly going and getting chips and ice cream and cookies and things like that that are not benefiting our health, probably gonna have a negative impact in the long run. Now, eating those things every once in a while, not a big deal. And the same goes for our pets. If they're eating the pepperonis and the bacon strips every once in a while, that's probably not gonna be a problem. But if we're giving our pet something every single day for years on end, we do need to be cautious and conscious of what's actually in that food and how could it impact their health. One of my all-time favorite treats for my dog is Bocce's Bakery, especially their training treats. They come in all different types of flavors. They have very simple ingredients, and they're low in calories, and I can easily even break them apart. So she's getting literally 2 calories per treat, which is great because we treat a lot on our walks. You can even just opt for fresh fruits, vegetables, lean meats as treats as well. Fruits and veggies are really going to be that primary source of antioxidants for your pet, so I always encourage pet parents to add those to the meals. Dental health for our pets is incredibly important. These dental wipes from Vetnique have been amazing. I just slip them on my finger, scrub her teeth, and we're good to go. And they come in different flavors, chicken and peppermint. And Glandex is another one that I like to keep on hand because my dog is prone to having some anal gland issues. And for homemade recipes, I really like to use kelp as my source of iodine. And then I have 2 different types of calcium powder, eggshell calcium and seaweed calcium, which is a really great alternative for pets who have food allergies. And as a side note, anytime you're picking a supplement, be sure to look for this seal. It's called the NASC seal, and it's just a good stamp of quality control. I also really like to use this meal completer for homemade recipes. It also has the NASC seal, but you don't just want to add this willy-nilly. You do still need to use a complete and balanced recipe. If you need help with that, I do have some recipe videos up on my channel, so go check those out. And for our joints, I've been using this YouMove Joint Care Plus, really great for helping to support her cartilage, and also has the NASC seal. The last thing I wanted to show you guys while we're in the kitchen is actually how we source our water. We are no longer drinking out of any sort of plastic water bottles, and it's really important that we minimize our pets' ingestion of microplastics as well. So we use this under the sink tankless reverse osmosis purifier with a remineralizer. If this is something that you can invest in, I would strongly recommend it. It's going to improve the quality of water that both you and your pet are drinking. Next up are grooming products. pets. Now, we don't have pets that require professional grooming. They're all pretty low maintenance, but we've got your kind of typical stuff in here like cat brushes. And since one of my cats does have long fur, I also bought this like mini little clipper set. And this has become very, very handy when she needs like a sanitary clip on her tush, or if her toe hair gets extra long because it's like crazy long. So this has been really nice, and it's just rechargeable, which I love. It doesn't have to be plugged into anything when we're using it. And we do have like your typical nail trimmers, but my dog absolutely hates getting her nails trimmed. So I've actually switched her over to a Dremel. And despite the fact that this is a little bit loud, she does way better with this one. So this thing has really made nail trims a lot less stressful, and it also is cordless and rechargeable. And if I don't have time to give my dog a full bath, I have this waterless shampoo on hand. It smells really good, and it actually works really, really well to clean her coat without water. We also have just some like basic grooming wipes on hand. These are not scented or anything. Those are just helpful for wiping the feet off. Strongly recommend that for dogs who have skin allergies, especially to things like grass and pollens when they come in from outside. Just wiping their feet down can really help to reduce the allergens on their toes. And then we just have some more cat treats in here. These are actually not available like commercially, but they're the Tiki Cat Mousse treats. You can also get Churu treats and other types of mousse treats. These are really great for increasing palatability of meals or administering medications or just giving your cat something delicious every now and then. We also store extra cat litter and cat pads up here because we use the Breeze litter system. This litter box system has been such a game changer. You just scoop the poop and then all the pee goes down onto this tray with a cat pad, and it really has helped to reduce litter tracking throughout the house. We also recently installed a catio. We installed this probably about a month ago, and our cat has been one of our cats has really been loving it, but we are still waiting for the window insert. So eventually we'll have an insert that goes in here, and it has a cat door, so she can just come in and out whenever she wants. And there's like the little shelves she can jump on, little boxes she can hide in. And then we actually just installed this AstroTurf ourselves. So she's really been loving it. We're gonna add a few things in here, but for now, she just likes sitting out here and taking in all the sights. And then for walks with my dog, I've actually recently switched over to just using a waist leash, which has been really amazing for training because I have both hands available, and I can use this little pouch that I put her training treats in and poop bags. And then I'm hands-free and she's just hooked onto my waist. I only use harnesses for walks because small dogs especially are prone to something called tracheal collapse, which is where their windpipe becomes more narrowed and compressed, and that can cause a lot of coughing and even potentially difficulty breathing. So I don't like to put anything around the neck that's gonna put more pressure on the airway. And this is especially important if you have a dog that pulls. Luckily, mine does not pull on walks, but I still wanna be precautious just in case she does see something like a squirrel or bird and decides that she wants to take off. It helps reduce the amount of trauma or pressure that's gonna be put on her neck. Well, that's the mini tour. Nothing super fancy. Just wanted to give you a peek into things that I use and trust as both a vet and pet parent. All the products are linked in the description below, and if you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what products you swear by, and if there are any topics you'd like me to go deeper on in another video. And if you're new here and want more pet nutrition and wellness tips, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I post regularly to help you make more informed choices for your pet. Thanks for hanging out with us today. See you next time.